Greetings and hello. Most everyone in the pro-male community has heard of the term strongman posturing. The definition is when men try to act tough and not be fazed by the misandry that they are being dealt to by society. This is very harmful for a few key reasons, and it plays right into the agenda of the man-haters. It is doing the job for the feminists who want to control men, as it serves two purposes: to allow the female collective to walk over men, and to insult men who do work to end systematic misandry. So it is neither an effective way to combat anti-male bias, nor a way to get men to work together for their rights. Strongman posturing is primarily an ego defense for men affected by misandry. It is to try and make themselves feel better about being able to deal with any situation which targets them because of their sex. This is like the guys who try to derail intactivism by saying I'm circumcised and I'm fine. It is an attempt to distract and subvert from dealing with the real issue at hand for momentary mental gratification. These men who claim these sorts of things usually do not view themselves as being fully human and worthy of equal rights. Strongman posturing ignores dealing with the issues that men face head-on. It does not advocate that men come together and become activists to fight the gynocentric system. It rather is every man for himself, and whoever comes out alive is the winner. This is what I term the battle royale mindset. Just like in video games, the players or men who do such posturing have no concern for their fellow man, which means they are male hostile. This mindset is based in gynocentrism, as these men think that women are deserving to come together, no matter the reason, but denounce men who do so as gay, or any number of male hostile derogatory slurs. No matter how strong a man's attempts are to defend himself from misandric attacks, the feminist system still has the ultimate power. This is because they are backed by law and authority of the government. So any claim of trying to single-handedly outwit a whole system designed to entrap and exploit you is not going to end well. This is where numbers are important, as men cannot fight misandry alone and have to organize so that laws can get changed. Again, back to the ego defense topic, the men that operate on this posturing level are still gynocentric minded, as they see that anything they can endure is proof that they are quote man enough to get a woman. Strongman posturing also derails from legitimate men's rights concerns. Posturing is not going to protect men from being ordered to go fight in war, from male babies having their genitals mutilated, men being hung up on child support, homeless men dying in the streets, or any other millions of issues. This proves that posturing is not about good faith for men, but about the false psychological dopamine release that it gives the posturer for a few seconds. Such satisfaction on the part of the posturer is gained because they have a gynocentric attitude and have been conditioned to lay down and take it no matter what. They are abused dogs who gain happiness from proving their so-called worth to women through enduring, thus trying to show they can be worthy providers. What I have mainly noticed is that such feats are particularly done by a certain kind of man. These men tend to be trad cons who want to resource hoard and gain status for themselves for the purpose of getting the girl. They want everything for themselves and their women, so if it means sacrificing a fellow man, they have no qualms about it. They even wish that a time could come where they would be allowed to kill other men. This is inseparable from what their goal is, to serve the female population's whims and desires. These posturing attitudes promote misandry not in just the aforementioned way. They also encourage and enable what the feminists want men to do: to lay down and discourage other men from rising up against their oppressors and freeing themselves from the chains of a society that does the bidding of women. This is why any attempt to talk about men's rights with these posturers is met with a hostile attitude. They themselves do not want other men to have rights, but want themselves to have the girl. This enables feminists to trample even further on the rights of men. It plays right into their hands, as men willingly cooperate by proxy and help to destroy themselves from within. The people who posture might as well be feminists themselves, because they support it by not fighting back and organizing, but discouraging and attacking men who do so. This is why such posturing and rhetoric has no place within any pro-male community. It serves to act on the behalf of feminists who want to take more and more of men's rights away, and these men just lower their heads and attack men trying to organize for change. Strongman posturing also falsely frames the issue of how to fight for men's rights. Strongman posturers think that by a collapse coming society will become quote-unquote normal. In other words, they don't care that the system currently exploits men, they just want an excuse to not do anything and try to acquire status in the meantime. Men will always be disenfranchised if they sit down and take it like these posturers tell them. How can a pro-male organization that fights for the rights of men be organized if men are all divided and fighting against each other? It cannot, so that is why it is important for men to be cohesive and have a unifying goal of eliminating misandry. By having a movement where misandry is outlined and called out, men can be infinitely more effective at getting pro-male change done. This will never happen if the posturers have their way. As stated before, the posture's goal is not to further men's rights anyway, but to eliminate other men so that they can resource hoard for a goal. They are a threat to any well-meaning group fighting and organizing at a collective level for men. Another point is that men have always postured, and it has gotten men absolutely nowhere. Look at where this society is right now, full of misandry and man-hate. This is the result of men lying on their backs and being hostile to other men by serving the demands of women. The posturers have the same goal, which is why things never get better for men. In fact, they get worse because the posturers and gynocentrists go hand in hand. Have these people ever acted in their own violation to change things themselves? Maybe 0.0001%, but that is not the vast majority. It is just tough talk by tradcons who are extrovert their desire to be a strong man who provides for the woman on top of trying to impress other men with their rhetoric. Gynocentric men, particularly low-status ones, are attracted to this type of talk because it reinforces their worldview of them having to compete with an outgroup of men to get the goal. Therefore, it is part of the misandric attitude which society has, and society includes such people who posture like this, because they are just as misandrist and against men gaining their rights as feminists are. To conclude, strongman posturers are just tradcons who want to trample on the rights of men just as feminists do. They are out to prove to the girls that they can provide and protect them. They are thus doing the bidding of the gynocentric system and are a part of it. Pro-male spaces do not accept such talk for the aforementioned reasons, on top of it derailing and being an insult to men standing up for their rights. If anyone claims to actually have men's best interests in mind, they need to knock off the strongman talk and actually organize and help fight the gynocentric system.